From the kitchen of the cabin, it's the 5 Games for Doomsday review. The Sands of Time. We want things to be easy. Our society is developed that way. One-click purchasing, instant notifications, autocorrect and predictive messaging. The information age is a constant striving to become the age of convenience, a struggle to strip away all of the perceived difficulties of the past. We find ourselves asking incredulously, how did I do such and such before I had my phone? All of this is a testament to the tyranny of the present moment. This is a hardwired belief that resides in the hindbrain, an instinctive certainty that the present moment is all that exists and will exist. We conceptually understand that there is a past and a future, but we bodily inhabit the present. We feel the present in our corpuscles and at the tips of our nerve endings. This is why people give in to despair, a singular failure of imagination, an unbreakable belief that what is now will persist. We cannot imagine a reality in which the present isn't permanent. The past and the future are great stories, but it's in the present that we live, and it is a present that abhors effort. This is the narrative of convenience, that all effort should be stripped away. This is why board gaming is aberrant, an unabashed refutation of the convenient. The simple fact that games are solid objects that we manipulate in real time in the real world is a departure from the dominant push towards virtualization. For all of the attempts to institute a sort of video game style tutorial system, there is no getting away from the fact that the machine of a game can only be started and kept running by those who know the rules and can manipulate them. And that requires effort. Then there is playing well, pulling disparate strands of heuristic and logic together to form an efficient strategy, all the while batting away the aleatory influence of your opponent requires effort. Gaming is a rebuke to ease, a forsaking of convenience. Gaming is allowing complication and effort into your life and reveling in it. Sands of Time from Spielworks is exemplary of this. Sands of Time is a civilization game that is played out in the world as conceived by Abraham Ortelius. Players attempt to build their civilization in key areas and limit the opportunity of their opponents. Like many Civ games, Sands of Time is long and requires effort to play, but this is not to denigrate the game at all. Players are presented with 2 small decks of cards, and it's with these that they will power the engines of their civilizations. One deck is a set of actions that players will play 2 at a time during their turn. This will allow them to raise troops, to develop technology, to demand tribute, and all of the other tasks that go towards the effective administration of an empire. The other deck is a set of victory point cards that escalate in value. The conditions that need to be met to acquire those points also escalate in difficulty. They reward things like building up military or culture, building great civic works or establishing trade networks, and it's from these cards that the game is propelled forwards. On the face of it, Sands of Time is a daunting task. It's a game that requires effort to learn and to play, but it's through this effort that the players are rewarded. With your entire palette of actions arranged before you from the start, entrance into the game can be difficult, and the simple choice of which action to start with can seem willfully opaque. But the victory point cards are a masterstroke, a chink in the great edifice of this game that allows the player's entry. All good game designs guide their players into the game. It was a problem I had with recent Uwe Rosenberg games that the games would lay out all of the options for players without any real indication of where to start, whereas Sands of Time, through its victory point cards, not only guides the players into the game, but gives them the choice of where to enter. Sands of Time is not a straight promenade, though. There are many paths to victory, and all are viable. Points can be scored in 3 main areas: civil, political, and cultural, and none seems weaker than the others. Players can focus on building up troops or pioneering technologies. They can become great civic leaders and construct grand wonders from marble and granite. All of these strategies are plausible ways to not only win the game, but, more importantly, have a satisfying play experience. This is a game in which aggression can be used to great advantage, but an over-reliance of might can distract from crucial areas necessary for victory. The combat mechanics are gloriously simple and don't bog the game down. Battles are resolved quickly and cleanly and allow the game to flow. There are many moving parts in Sands of Time, but when understood, they click together to produce a deep and challenging puzzle. This game is an effort, though. It is not easily learnt, and the first play will require repeated trips to the rulebook. Still, perseverance will pay off. Once the concepts are understood, there is a lot to extract from Sands of Time. We are being slowly brainwashed into believing that effort is a curse and passivity a virtue. In a world with Roombas and smart houses, it's not only refreshing, but crucial for us to exert ourselves when we can. We are animals, and we feel the pinch of a sedentary life. This is why effort is vital to our well-being, and the kind of effort that Sands of Time requires is exactly what we need. Producing this content requires effort. It requires time, it requires diligence, and a fair amount of research. So if you think that the effort expended is valuable and you appreciate the content that's produced, please consider supporting the show. A small amount or a large amount, everything helps. So, if you value this, please go to patreon.com/5G4D. Thank you very much for listening.